Hello, hello. It has been a little bit of a second since you have seen me, heard from me. Life happens, stuff happens. But just looking back at the last Dime a Dozen episode that I uploaded with Annabelle and Dawn's wedding and all that, I realized that I never introduced y'all to the family. So we're just going to take a little, a side quest to go take a look back at the Dozen family tree. So, this whole story started with our legacy founder, Diamond Dozen. Originally, she was just supposed to be a one off gameplay of a girl moving from the big city trying to make it in her local cabaret, you know, that type of scene. I guess like reverse Coyote Ugly, I guess. Let me tell you, it did not work out that way. She ended up meeting kind of a local celebrity, Ricky Rust. He's kind of unlike Diamond. It has been by the time she was starting her career. So he didn't have much to his name except his guitar and unlimited amounts of audacity. Also, the little kitty you see in the background is Diamond's cat, Sriracha. I love that cat with all my heart. He was such a sweetheart. I loved him. The animals in this legacy kind of have their own legacy going on, so more on that later. Diamond and Ricky had two sons, unfortunately, no daughters. The elder of which being Jasper. He's kind of like the golden child. He was amazing at music and was very charismatic. He just had a little posse following him around. He was very popular. Diamond and Ricky's second child is like the complete opposite of Jasper in every way, shape, and form. Damien was a super homebody, super, I don't know, to himself and his thousands of hobbies. And he started out with such a big heart, but really ended up losing all of his heart. There's no better way of saying it. One day I will go very much in depth to their backstories, but I'ma just say my piece and keep it pushing. Damien ended up having a child with and then marrying one of Jasper's childhood best friends, Jade Fang. This girl was a hot mess from start to finish, and TBH, she was an icon the entire time doing that, so I can't really blame her. Meanwhile, Jasper married his other childhood best friend, Miss Nicolette Landgrab. Yes, daughter of the Nancy and Joffrey Landgrab. So Damien and Jade's eldest child and kind of their golden child is Miss Damiana Dozen. I have an unfair amount of bias towards her because she's actually like the first mentally stable person in this legacy. Everybody else is kind of a little bit bonkers, but she is just such a stable figure. It doesn't even make sense. She's the smartest one. She's literally like, what is it, an astrophysicist? Okay, she is that girl. Jade and Damien's second child, Elias, is the polar opposite of Damiana. He is an adrenaline junkie, a risk taker. He wanted to see the world and get out of that house as quickly as possible. I miss Elias literally every single day. He was the best uncle, too. So, Jade and Damien's last two children, Franklin and James, nearly forgot their names. They were kind of on the back burner. They were born a little bit later into Gen 2, so I didn't really focus on them. But, you know, they're pretty just like normal stand up guys. I think they're kind of pleasant. Honorable mention to Damien's fifth child, Violet, that he had, brace yourself, with Jade's little sister, Sakura. It was It was a whole thing, but I can't just forget to mention them. Okay, they're forgotten so often. I honorable mention to them. Damiana met Frank in college, and honestly, they were a perfect match for each other. Frank is sweet and caring and very domestic. He lived that dream housewife life for his entire life, and though it may not have been fulfilling in the end, he never regrets loving his children. Unlike her father, Damiana and Frank only had two children, the elder of which being Don, my precious little cinnamon roll. He is very much the Jasper of his generation. Just like Jasper, he is an incredibly creative spirit. He is very charismatic when he chooses to be, and that's going to get him in a lot of trouble. Their younger child is Diana, the fashion icon, the party girl of a century. Okay, she is Elias's little clone. I love her just for her style alone. She's low key the favorite child, but don't tell Dawn that. Don does not have any children yet, but he is married to Miss Annabelle Bjergsen, now Annabelle Dozen. Uh, she's yet again one of the most mentally stable people in this family. Hopefully, she remains in this family. Mwahaha. Diana had two little boys, a pair of twins. The elder is Nicholas, and the younger is Dante. She's probably not going to have any more kids after this because let me tell you, these two are a handful. It's very much turning into a Lilith and Angela situation with Nicholas being like the golden child, the smart cookie, the always trying to impress the parental figures, and Dante being a very I do what I want anytime that I want. If I want to go wander through the woods for several hours without telling anybody, I'm just going to go do that. Now, I did mention that we kind of had a pet legacy going alongside our regular legacy. From Sriracha, we had Pepper, we had Chili, we had Kosho, we now have, even though he's on the way out the door, Hushu, and now we have a Honey. This family used to be a very cat family, but I'm kind of bored of that, so we're switching over to dogs. If you would like to see more of the Dozens and their story and what they're putting me through with this game, I post them a lot more frequently on TikTok at the Lavender Soup. Other than that, be on the lookout for another episode of this family coming up quite soon. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. You have a nice day, and I will catch you next time. Bye!